What's the Ele?
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 We gon' talk about the Ele
What's
in the
the Ele?
room.
What's the Ele?
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 We gon' talk about the Ele
What's
in the
the Ele?
room.
What's up, everybody?
Hello, hello, hello.
It's a new day. It's a new day.
Amen.
We're happy to see everybody back for another episode of the Ele in the Room, or
What's
the elephant,
Ele?
or the elephant in the room. We appreciate everybody for giving us an opportunity to reach into your minds, if you will, briefly, as we discuss some topics that are hot button topics in many cases. But a lot of times they don't get talked about the way they really should in order to have resolution. So this is what the elephant in the room is about. Like Lady said, what's the Ele? We want to talk about these issues, and we don't want to just talk about the issues. The point of this platform is to find a resolution, find a solution to these issues. All right, and so we're going to talk over some things. As always, we're always interested in feedback from you all. So make sure whenever you see this video, you give us your feedback, even if it's just a thumbs up. Let us know what you're thinking, if you've experienced some of these things in your life. I like to start things off by introducing myself. I'm James from Endless Corners, and this is
I'm
Lady. So happy to have her in the place representing for the female side of things. All right, so for those that's not familiar with our program, we have a 30-minute program, and we keep that program timed. All right, so at the end of 30 minutes, we'll be wrapping up the program. We appreciate you all staying with us throughout the duration of the program. We have some surprise giveaways that's in store for individuals that's around during a special part of our program. So you have to stay tuned to see what's up with that. All right, so we're going to start this thing. It's 30 minutes on the clock, and today's topic for Webisode number 16 is
Group economics. What is it?
group economics. What is it, man?
I keep hearing about the group economics
Yeah, I
stuff.
keep hearing about that too. What is that?
Yeah, like I know what I'm reading. I know what group means.
What is it, man? What is it, right? So we've been discussing some of those things with some of the other episodes that we have posted up. You guys are more than welcome to go back and take a look at those things, but we're going to kind of hone in on it, on those individuals that have actually made the decision to actually be on group economics.
Right.
So this is for individuals that's new to it a little bit, but this is also for those individuals that have made the decision to say, all right, I've heard y'all talking about group economics. I heard you talking about linking up with certain individuals, and so I'm with it. Now, what's some of the next steps? What's some of the things that I should be concerned with as it relates trying to group up with individuals as far as from a mental and a physical standpoint, right? So let's try to get into what's some of the things that you've heard that people have concerns about as it relates grouping up.
Well, people worry about people mishandling funds. And
where's my money, man?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more tighter if you're coming from poverty.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people, when they first start being on business, they just expect the money to just start flowing in and not understanding how it really works. They just might figure, hey, I invested this money, I need a return ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes people have a problem with distinguishing the amount of time of return and just so many things dealing financially. And I know coming from Flint, Michigan, where things aren't the best, to put it, kindly, because I hear people like, oh my God, you from Flint?
Yeah.
But you don't really see a bunch of families having economic discussions beyond spending. But like actually sitting down, like, oh, we have our family meeting once a month or whatever, and we discuss all of the income and the outgoing funds of the family. And so that isn't established. So when you talk to our people, a lot of our people from the Lost Tribes about how to come together as a group, we've been so divided individually where it's hard to think about how do I pool my money in with these people, and they better not be playing with my money either. I don't got no money to be wasting.
Absolutely.
So that's a worry of some people when it comes to group economics.
Well, it's a big worry. It's obviously something that would be a concern to individuals that's working hard for their money. They don't want to get got,
right?
And so I can understand that. Another issue that I've heard about is the sabotage.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have history which tells us that there's been times when individuals have wanted to group up on different business opportunities, different living situations, and they've had to endure sabotage as a result from individuals that did not like them making that call.
Absolutely.
And so that's also understandable. It's an understandable concern. At the same time, we can't get ourselves into a position to where we allow that
to just stop us forever
in grand total.
Right.
Because in doing so, it puts us in a position to where we're stagnant pretty much for the rest of our life.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
People still pass that mentality down where we're on social media, and I've had it where I tried to talk about building and actually be told in comments like, oh, every time we build something they sabotage it or they tear it down multiple times. So this has been something that's obviously been passed down through our families over the generations. You might as well go and work you a job for the man, because if you start a business and you're doing good, then the man gonna come sabotage it. And so it made a lot of our families intimidated of it, like, let me not even shoot for that. And so that is another thing to heal if we want to see the economics really start streaming again, like the Black Wall Streets or what have you.
I appreciate you mentioning that. So we have the concern about the sabotage, and then just so we're clear, when we're talking about group economics, we're not just talking about grouping up within a specific race.
Right.
All right. Family is or gender. Family is who's real.
Yeah.
So, we've discussed that before, and I think the weird energy of feeling like, oh, I only can group up with a group of females if I'm a female, or, I can only pretty much group up with males, especially when you're a part of a certain culture. Obviously, speaking from a personal experience, it's just that's just the way it is. When you get a certain age as a black male, it's just pretty much, hey, if you can find you a girl, good, be happy you got that. Don't ever think about trying to group up with other females, even if those females are bringing something to the table and there are a benefit to the program. And I think that in itself definitely is something that provides a bunch of weird energy.
That is a part of the business or entrepreneurial trait being missing from our communities, because when you have that entrepreneurial mindset, then it's more so who can fill these tasks, who can do these tasks, not, oh, you just trying to be around them because you might trying to get some, or you trying to get laid or whatever it is. And it's like that can happen with the same sex, and we see what's going on in these streams of times where it's like, okay, people have their options completely open. And so you can be worried about your man being around only men, and then he could be playing for the other team. Or you could be worried about your girl just being around other women, and she could be playing for the other team, And so we really have to just focus on what's necessary, what's needed, and how can we fill those tasks without worrying about sexuality too much, because that means that sexuality is holding us back.
You got a lot of miserable individuals out here, especially men. I see them a lot because I'm dealing with them in the streets. And there's a lot of individuals that have the mentality that they feel like their life is pretty much over especially trying to interact with individuals that they feel like bring something to the table. And that's the difference. You know, when we're being grown and we're understanding that there's so many more things to worry about other than sexuality that needs to be accomplished, especially when you're talking about surviving, you know, and trying to get to the next level and staying at the next level. And so when you're talking about group economics, again, we want to be clear that you need to be open to working with individuals and grouping up with individuals that's real. Again, it's not gender specific.
Right.
It's loyalty specific.
Yeah.
Right? It's realness specific.
Yeah.
And keeping yourself held off, you know, I've personally, again, experienced it where individuals are so concerned with the relationship you're in, they can't see behind it. And I've seen plenty. I've known plenty. I even knew, you know, a couple of your friends that had some great qualities as far as on the business level that could have been used and really went to the next level. But those individuals a lot of times are taught to, oh, you know, you guys doing your own thing. And, you know, take it from me as a personal example. That's not what you should be looking at and getting enjoyment from. You know, let the individuals that you think that's in the lead tell you how they're feeling. Don't try to guess or try to step in and say, oh, this is how individuals should be feeling and this is how things should go. Because you don't know what it is and you're guessing. We, again, have to get away from that fairy tale program that has taught us this is how you have a structure and you leave that structure like that. Right. That structure has failed us for years.
True, and that programming is so deep where it's always going to be maybe until the end of time. You know, you can't just... That's a lot of programming to undo. All of the singing and dancing and cartoons.
Yeah, it's true. You got movies everywhere that's pretty much programming. You don't even know that you were programmed like that. You know what I'm saying?
Until you really think about it. Like, look how we were programmed.
Yeah, I was told to do this. I was told to follow this step. I was grooved down. And what was the benefit for those individuals grooming me in that fashion? A lot of times it just benefited commercialism, and obviously, like you said, it's a form of control. And so we're talking about group economics. What is it? We're talking about being able to link up with individuals. First of all, you need to know what it is, right? You need to understand what group economics is, and we've been discussing that. We've discussed some of the worries or concerns that individuals have with grouping up. Obviously, one of the things that I want to mention really quickly before we get to the 15-minute mark on top of that is knowing the math. A lot of individuals that's a part or want to be a part of group economics have not even properly done the math that they need to do in order to know their numbers. Like, what is your number for every day on what it costs you to live? And so it's important to do a breakdown. If you have a car note, if you have car insurance, your home insurance, your house, your rent payments, how much food are you pretty much consuming for the month? You know, do a breakdown on that stuff and then divide it by 30. You need to write everything down on paper and divide it by 30. And this will give you the general idea of what it costs you to live every day. You need to know that math before you add somebody to the program. You need to know how much it's going to cost bringing those people on board. How much extra lights is going to be used, or how much extra food is going to be used. Obviously, do your math and do it for yourself first, because I've talked to so many individuals that they just take everything day by day. You know, they just say, hey man, I'm living day by day. I got up another day. And that's cool if you have to do that. But for how long? Do your math. Know the math. Do a breakdown on yourself and understand if it's costing you $150 to $200 a day, are you making that, or are you living in the hole?
True.
Those things will determine how you need to build in order to fill that gap that your household is missing for the week or the month.
True. That was the solution to the problem about the village being broken up instead of grouped up. And the solution was knowing the math. A problem, I'll go into the problem to that solution. With the village being broken up is that the village ended up being miseducated, misguided, not having needed knowledge on things, especially finances and, you know, things like entrepreneurship. And on top of that, still having to make sure that you look like you can take care of your family. not being able to watch the teenagers. You got to work hard, but the teenagers are getting older, and romance is being awakened in them before knowledge of self is awakened in them, or knowledge of finances.
Trying to pair people up so quickly, especially over here, man.
Yeah.
You know, little newborns. Hey, you got somebody? You dating somebody yet? Your little newborn dating got somebody?
I like when people do that. Like,
you know,
look, there go your little
stop trying to pair people
like,
off so much. That couple program is an underpowered program. Stop rushing people for love, and you don't even know the math of your situation and how much it's even costing you before you promote that in others.
Think about it. When you're a teenager, you're like, oh, I'm going to get my own house, I'm at my own car, but nobody really prepares you for that. They just laugh at you like, you'll see how it is.
Yeah.
But they don't really prepare you for the responsibilities and obligations, and then they make fun of people that still stay at home.
Absolutely.
Like there's something wrong with that.
Yeah. And you're repeating the cycle.
Yes.
Everybody's repeating the cycle. And so this is what we're trying to talk about as far as group economics. The point of grouping up is to have a program put together where you guys are about survival. There's consolidation as far as what it takes to run the household with the power and the mortgage and different things like that. This is the point of group economics. There's so much extra time in there in your day that needs to be utilized for other things other than worrying about trying to pay a bill, trying to stay on top of stuff, and you've fallen behind in this area or fallen behind in that area, and you're talking to others that's fallen behind in certain areas as well, but you guys aren't linking up.
Right.
So that's an issue, right? I think we're at the 15-minute mark now, so this is giveaway time. All right, this is the giveaway time, the 15-minute mark. We like to give back something to show our appreciation for individuals for paying attention to the program. All right, so today the giveaway is going to be a gift card, a Apple gift card, or no, I'm sorry, actually this is going to be a Burlington gift card.
Okay.
All right, so the first individual to post 2 items from endlesscorners.com, they need to post one link or one post from the paperless flyers section, which is they can find on Facebook, and tag us. Got 4 things to do. First person that 2 items from endlesscorners.com, one post or one link from the paperless flyers side on Facebook, and you tag us. First individual to do that will win a Burlington gift card, plus they will win an additional 8 ounces of sea moss. So that's a pretty nice giveaway, right? Burlington gift cards, getting cold out there. I know you guys probably want to check on some different items or whatnot, so we want to give that to you guys. Also, as an additional bonus, any Jump Card, active Jump VIP members that we have that would like to participate in the winnings, if you win, you will win an additional $25 cash. All right, so that's some quick cash in there for our Jump VIP card members. Jump
VIP members. Sign up for Jump VIP membership and get deals and savings on different things from different businesses.
Absolutely, man. So we hope someone wins. All right, that's the 15-minute mark. We hope that you guys take a look at the endlesscorners.com site, man. We have tons of things, products and services that you guys will like for the home and the business. Okay, so we're going to move forward before these minutes are chewed up. We were talking about group economics. Those that stayed with us, we've been talking about some of the issues. We got into a piece of the resolution talking about the math, but we're going to try to really break it down and see exactly not just about the problems of the group economics or the worries or the concerns, but what kind of things can we do further for the individuals that want to take notes to get this group economics thing going and be successful.
Well, group economics, for those who say or feel like maybe we still haven't answered it enough, is a group of people with shared financial interests, expenses, properties, land, business ventures, etc. So you have invested interest in the same things. Maybe you living in the same building, the same house, a multiple family dwelling or whatnot. You're sharing the property cost, the food cost, you're growing food or what have you. If you do those things, it can eliminate so many of the problems that's going on, like all of the homelessness. In 2014, there was a report that said 1 out of every 30 U.S. children, which was about 2.5 million kids, were homeless in America. In 2020, it's a registered 553,348 homeless people in the U.S. during this pandemic, according to the numbers that I seen on the website and calculated for each state. There's a lack of affordable housing, which is a cause, but if you're grouped up together, then it shouldn't be as unaffordable because you're pooling your funds together. And often one or both parents are working yet not making a livable wage, which is another problem, because they'll tell you you're making above minimum wage, but it still isn't enough to survive.
And again, yeah.
And then it's too much to get government assistance, so people are stuck paying for everything, and food is expensive.
Got to pay attention to this template, man.
Yes. Another thing is events such as illness, poor mental health, unemployment, accidents, violence, and families trying to teach family members a lesson and sending younger family members off, or financially illiterate family members off to figure it out, can limit and affect the ability to secure stable and affordable housing.
Bad moves.
So all of those things are what's causing all of this homelessness. We're not united enough. It's the United States, but it's not united as in grouping up and taking care of all of our expenses, especially the impoverished neighborhoods. You would think that, hey, we're all suffering, let's pool our money together instead of spending it and having so much consumer dollars spent on trying to look good in front of each other. Some of us, not all of us.
We see it a lot.
Yes.
There's been plenty of jokes about that.
Yes.
You know, just paying too much attention into your perception and not enough into your production or your performance, which is a lose-lose at the end of the day. You're just spinning your wheel. You look nice. Looks nice.
Smell good.
Yeah, smell great. You know, but at the end of the day, where's your production, man?
Yeah.
You know, and don't get irritated. This isn't about getting irritated. This is about fixing your focus.
We've all been there.
Yes.
I didn't even know how serious things were when I was spending all of my money on clothing and things when I was younger. Some stuff I didn't even wear, and I don't know where it's at now.
Absolutely.
You know, and so solutions are ways to group up. We need to, together, instead of so many little separate individual businesses. I was very proud to see a lot of businesses getting started this year in 2020.
Yeah, good job.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
A lot of people getting on business. Now, I think some of those people need to merge their products and services together.
A lot of people doing the same things out here. Y'all spinning y'all wheels.
So invest that money in it together and have ownership in it together.
With loyalty and working plans.
That is another thing that's hard for people to group up on. Their living expenses and business expenses. Have all of your costs in black and white. What everything is going to cost and who can invest what. And have everything signed on, written on black and white, so there's absolutely no confusion. No, I know you. That's my mama. That's my auntie. That's my sister. That's my cousin. Don't do that.
Nope. Sign
Don't
on the
do
line,
that,
man.
because people will change over some change.
Yep.
People will. So it's good to say, hey, I'm covering my end. I got all of this right here. We both, you looking at the same thing I'm looking at. You signed the same thing I signed. Take the frustration out of that. Get together and produce needed, because when you provide needed products and services, people are going to need it, essential stuff, and they will keep bringing you their money even when they don't really have it to give, but they need what you're selling. Start and maintain family and community gardens if it's in your yard. If y'all got some land in y'all neighborhood that y'all can get together and start to grow stuff in. Do that together. See who can invest what seeds, what soil, what garden tools. Some of our grandparents got that stuff sitting around in the garage. Ain't nobody using it no more. You know, join or start crowd funds or SUSUs. Look into SUSUs. SOUSOUS. And that's where it's an ancient practice of tribes of people, groups of people pooling their money together and everybody getting the lump sum of the money, and it just keeps circling around to everybody around the year. Around the whole year, you can keep doing it. If you want to do it once a month, if you want to let the pot build for 3 months, whatever it is, and everybody get a chance to get that lump. You know, combine expenses by buying or renting multiple family homes or buildings. You know, some people like, hey, we can't buy it right away. Maybe we can rent it while we, build our money up and then buy the property. Fine, whatever it is you have to do, pool those expenses together. Because everybody, oh, you got your energy bill. I can't help you with your energy bill. I got to pay my energy bill. I got my gas bill. I got my water bill. I got my grocery bills. I got bills.
Pay attention to what you're saying. Y'all all complaining about the same thing.
Yes, whoever you can pay those things together with, you can still have your privacy in your own room. You don't need to walk around your whole house naked like people. I can't wait to get my own house to walk around naked and then get all them bills. Yeah. Not that you can't pay them, but still, why put so much stress on just you? What if you get sick?
Yep, you got to stop saying that that's just how it's always been.
Yes, you can get sick and be like, oh, don't nobody care about me. I'm sick and everybody will just not help me with my bills.
Go to the nursing homes. If it's happening to you while you're young, it don't get better when you get older, man. No. Pay attention to the signs.
Right. Carpool. Even if y'all buy cars together, now some people say that's a problem. If you living on the same land or what have you, you live in the same neighborhood, carpool. Everybody got to stun on each other. I'm in my own whip. Carpool. 70%
of the day, your car is sitting idle unless you're a cab driver. And and that's grace, because in most cases, it's more than that. Most individuals that's paying for a car, and if it's a really nice car, a lot of times, they're driving that car to work,
and it's
sitting the majority of the day, right? And then you're driving it home from work. You might stop by a store or something. A couple people saw you in it. Hey, how you doing? All right. But was it worth that? Because you was paying for that car 100% of the day. So if it's set 70% of the day minimum,
somebody else could have been using it.
You're losing.
That's on your team. That's in your village.
Same issue with the house.
Yes. If you going from your house all day, it's expensive or whatever.
Get your calculators out, man. It got math to do.
Right. Everybody needs to study economics, financial literacy as a group, and have meetings on your decided upon schedule. So if you say, hey, remember the family reunions, this the Johnson family reunion, this the Robinson family reunion, whatever you are, Davis, whatever, you know what I'm saying? We don't need to just have to group up that money when it's family reunion time. If we're doing it around the whole year, then the family reunion time would just be something that we was all putting away for already all year. Ain't nobody got to do nothing extra. That was just going in the pot. So when it's time to have that reunion or that big celebration to celebrate our family, the whole family was putting money into that pot. And you don't got to wait to have meetings then. Have meetings once a month or bi-monthly or whatever it is. Run family businesses and just keep building up the family's worth and value. And that way you're not just passing poverty and debt and excuses down to the kids being born in your family. Because it's cute when they babies, they don't know, they don't ask for too much. Then when they get teenagers, then it becomes, you think money grow on trees.
And they talking. They're doing a lot of talking, man.
You getting young people doing stuff like the video you just showed me, them young boys, they look like young teenagers ran in that house to rob it. Mm-hmm. You don't do that when you're happy and you're well fed and you're well loved.
Absolutely.
And so that's another solution. And my last one that I have is have an emergency fund among your group or family in case of emergencies. That way it don't have to be, let me start this GoFundMe or let me see which family member can give this or which friend gives that, and then it puts strains on relationships sometimes, because some people feel like in their mind or in their heart they thought that you was doing better than what you're showing, so you should be able to show more love or show more money in the time of their emergency, instead of us having we have interest in our emergencies every day. Or every week we're putting something into our emergency fund, so if something happens to either one of us, then you're covered in that emergency fund. So it's like, let me cover you in my fund. Let's cover each other. Don't just expect people to make your emergency their emergency and act like people being selfish if we can't practice selflessness on a regular.
Absolutely. So we're going to get ready and wind this down. For the individuals that say that they don't need individuals in the household, everything's been fine. There's been a lot of things that have been getting skipped on in your household. Everyone's household should have a similar format as it relates the meals schedule. Cooking needs to be done in some regard. If cooking is not being done, that's something else you need to check out, because you're getting your food from somewhere. It's important to have a lot more control over what you're putting in your body over just the fast food program. That was something that got introduced through our ancestors,
generation.
and it was something that was convenient for them to just do real quick. They didn't think about the garden, but we need those things. Some of the things that go on in a household that you don't pay attention to on a daily basis that needs to be, obviously, it's the cleaning as well.
Yes.
All right. If you think about and really culminate all of the chores that you really should be doing in the household on a daily basis, we're not talking about stuff that you say, oh yeah, I ain't worried about that right now, I'll get to that in a little while. The fact is, you probably needed to get to it then, you just didn't have the energy.
Right.
Those things, we've been hobbling through a lot of these tasks on a consistent basis, and it's been hurting our families in the long run.
True.
I had some of the math put down. Obviously, if we were going to talk about just cooking,
Right.
cooking in itself is some hours out of your day.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it appropriately.
Yes. Yes.
All right. You talk about cleaning. If you're going to clean appropriately, sweeping and dusting, things that even the rich, the elite, they have the maids going around dusting every single day.
Yeah.
Why do they do that? Well, they know that it's different things that can gather in the air. Gardening. Where's our gardens at? If we really were on our game as far as paying attention to what we're putting into our bodies, then we would be maximizing our garden opportunities.
Right.
Right? And if we were going to do that, it'd take at least a couple of hours out of our schedule to make sure we're properly watering, we're pruning, and we're harvesting.
Right.
All right, that's our bail, man. That 30 minutes went relatively quickly. So we're going to get ready and wind it down. What we're talking about, the things that was necessary, if you add an 8-hour workday to all of those things that I just listed, just those three things, it's very difficult. Now we've had it added where now you need to be able to teach your kids now more hands-on because of the virtual learning, right? We've been doing a homeschool for quite some time, so we had some practice with it, some time with it, but it still moves better with team.
Yes.
Don't let anyone tell you, oh, just couple goals. Oh, you got it. You guys will be all right. You guys just keep going. No, it takes groups.
Yeah.
All right. Group up. All right. It's not about what you can do. It's not about one person being the Superman, the Batman. We talked about this and other stuff. We're all mortal.
Yes.
We're mortal man and we're mortal woman at all times. And because anything can happen to any one of us at any time, it's important to be around as many real people as possible.
Amen.
That helps the group to continue and thrive. All that weird energy and I can't, let's drop that. All right, that's not a part of a successful mindset.
Right.
All right, so we've discussed some stuff, man, with the group economics. Again, it went relatively fast. It's a lot of stuff to really discuss, but hopefully this gives you guys a little bit of a lead in into how you can move forward on your endeavors to group up, because it's necessary.
Right.
All right, so we hope that you guys were encouraged by this session. Obviously, there's a lot of points here. Whenever you guys see the video, please give us some feedback on it. How have you been coping? How have your endeavors on group economics panned out? And we love to hear it, man. We love to hear it. We're wishing you guys nothing but the best. All right, our next episode we want you guys to pay attention and be on the lookout for is going to be talking about coming from the Lost Tribes. So that's Webisode 17. What is the Lost Tribes? Yeah. Who are they? What is that about? All right, so we're gonna talk about that next time. We're gonna have more giveaways. All right, we hope we have a winner this time. So until we see you guys again, please be safe. Stay loving, stay alert, and we'll see you guys soon. Much love. Later.
What's the Ellie?
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 We gon' talk about the Ellie
What's
in the
the Ellie?
room.
What's the Ellie?
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 We gon' talk about the Ellie
What's
in the
the Ellie?
room.